Greetings and welcome to BK, Beacon King Graphic Design.Tech. When a major where we are being trained, being equipped, being ignited towards the world of creativity as far as graphic design is being concerned. Once more, you're welcome. Today we are going to be looking at two critical aspects of graphic design known as color theory and typography. I believe we already have an idea about colors. Yes, this shouldn't be the first time we are getting about colors, right? Yes, so I will want each and every one of us, the students, right, to take your pen, you put it down, and you think what is meant by color theory. What is meant by color theory, or what's meant by color? But before that, color are simply those ingredients. I'll say ingredients. Yes, I love to call colors as ingredients because they are really ingredients, because they spice out what we need to be abstracted to us. So colors are simply ingredients in which they evoke emotions, they appeal, right? And that is visual appeal, yes, and communicate ideas or meaning. So now when we look at color theory has to do now with colors, different types of colors that are able to communicate ideas, meaning, evoke emotions, right? So that is what's known as color theory. Listen, yes, even though I have already given out the answer to the question, but one thing I want you to know is this: graphic design has to do with creativity. It has to do with imagination. So you need to think out of the box. If you're narrow-minded without being directed, then you need to what? To ignite, to stimulate your brain to be able to think. And I believe that at the end of this class, you're going to learn a lot. So without wasting, let's move into the lesson of today. We'll be looking at typography, color theory, and website navigation. Website navigation, the right thing will be done in the next class, depending on the time frame. Yes, the time frame, or yes, the natural phenomenon of the media, because I won't want to have a long video on this. So now, when you talk about color theory, that's the first thing we are starting with. Color theory in graphic design is simply the study of how colors are used to create visual appeal, evoke emotion, and communicate meaning. Color theory is based on the wheel. Okay, so color theory is based on what? On the color wheel. So the color wheel brings out the foundation for color theory, and color theory are going to be grouped into what? Or the color wheel are going to be organized into what? The primary, the secondary, and the tertiary. Primary, these are just natural colors. They are not combined. Primary is a combination of two. Secondary, right? Secondary is a combination of two primary colors to give us known as the secondary color. Then the tertiary color has to do with the combination of both secondary color and likely primary colors. So it's simply a combination of primary and secondary color to give the tertiary color, and so on. So we're going to see all that. But now, is it every color that you need to combine? You're going to see that. I won't disclose that. We are going to see it as we go alongside. Now let's look at color wheel. Color wheel is the foundation of color theory. That's the first thing that you take note. Color wheel is the foundation of color theory. Now it organizes colors into primary, secondary, and tertiary categories. We are going to explore more on this. Next is the color wheel helps designers understand the relationship between what colors. Colors are interrelated. If you don't know the guidelines of color theory, you will send out to combine different types of colors and you are expecting an amazing result at the end. No. Notice combination of theory of colors is like you combining different types of food into your system. And if you do that, you might likely be sick, you might likely be ill, or you might likely be fine, depending on your system. Okay, so now we are going to see all this. Now let's look at color schemes. Under color schemes, we are going to look at complementary. And what does it mean by a color being complementary to the other? This means that a color on a color wheel, right? On a color wheel is opposite to the other. So these are colors which are opposite to each other on the color wheel, such as red and green. We are going to explore that. We are going to talk about the analogous color or analogous schemes. So these are colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. We have the triadic schemes. It means that these are colors that are arranged in an equilateral triangle. Meaning you should be able on your color scheme, on your color scheme, or on your color wheel instead. On your color wheel, you are going to take into consideration the aspect of a triangle, right? Beginning from an origin. Beginning from the pole. Either you begin from the pole, or you turn it to the other side and begin from the equator. I don't know. Yeah, you begin from there and you try to bring out a triangle. That's your idea. Your idea is there. Those are ways in which you know that colors you'll be able to do what? To have that good relationship with each other, and very essential. Then the next thing we're going to look at monochromatic colors. Now these are colors that are different shaded. There are colors that are different shades. There are tints or tones of the same hue. Yes, meaning that we can take a blue color, and we reduce the ore. The ore is like from light blue. We're going to have deep blue, from deep blue to light blue. That's what we are talking about here. You want to kind of reduce the intensity, like the different hue have to give like a color that is the same as the original color without changing its color, like from blue to red. So no, it's not going to be possible. So it going to give you the same type of colors, but they're in different categories. They're under the same blue color. Yes. Then we have the split complementary. That is split complementary. That is a base color plus two colors on either side of the base colors complement. Yes. So this is at the level of you looking at opposite complement, opposite colors. So then now you look at the color that is below the opposite color, any side, either is towards the left or is towards the right. You look at the one that is beneath, that is below or is above. You understand what? And you do what? And you combine them. It's going to give you a good texture. Then the next thing we have to look at is color can shape a brand identity. So take note of this. Color shapes brands identities. It's very, very important as far as color as brand designs are being concerned. Companies usually use a very good color to come up with a design. It's very, very good. Then the next thing here is colors can impact person's mood and evoke certain emotions. That's the first thing that we saw. That color theory has to do with the combinations of colors, or these are colors that are used to evoke emotions, right? That are being able to communicate meaning. So if these aspects are absent, then the aspect of graphic design is missing out. Okay, it is missing out. So now, color can affect the accessibility and usability of a design. I get in. It can do what? Affect the accessibility and usability of a design. Then color can help create a positive user experience. Colors has a lot of impact as far as graphic design is known or is concerned. Okay, so now we have spoken so much about color wheel. Now let's see what this color wheel is all about. We earlier saw that the color wheel actually what group colors into primary colors, secondary colors, and tertiary colors. Okay, so now what are the primary colors? The primary colors here, we're going to have the yellow. Okay, so we're going to start with the primary color. We're going to have yellow. Yes, we have yellow, we have red, and we have blue. We have yellow, we have red, and we have blue. So why is it that we have red? Why is that we have yellow, we have blue, and we have red? When you go now on the color wheel, this is what you're going to do in order to get the primary colors that you want. You draw a triangle. When you draw a triangle, beginning from the middle, that is the yellow color at the top, at the tip, begin from the tip to the center. That's just at the center there, just slightly at the center. We are going to have what is known as the primary color. So we're going to have yellow is going to fall directly on blue and on red. So those are the primary colors. Yes. So those are the primary colors. Then the secondary colors is simply the combination of both primary colors. Meaning that if it can take an inverse of what you had there, you are going to have what is known as the secondary colors. So that simple colors that are being formed by combination. We are going to have green, we are going to have orange, yes, we are going to have the purple. We are going to have the purple. Then now on tertiary colors, we are going to have the ambers, we are going to have the magenta, we are going to have the violet, we're going to have the teal colors. So one of the main thing is that you should be able to go alongside with a color wheel. We won't kind of elaborate more on this because we're going to come out with a better explanation using this. How do we get the primary colors, and what are the different types of primary colors? What are different types of primary colors? Here are the primary colors, secondary colors, and tertiary colors. Now, like what we saw, the primary colors are simply the yellow, the red, the blue, and that's all. So we have the yellow, we have the blue, and we have the red. So these are them. Then now on the secondary colors, we're going to have orange. Are you getting? violet, and green. Orange is a secondary color, violet is a secondary color, and green is a secondary color. So it means that the combination of both the primary and the secondary color to be able to give us what's known as a tertiary color. Now, for instance, we take yellow plus orange is going to give us yellow orange, which is known as the tertiary color. Now we are going to take red plus orange. It's going to give us red to orange coloration. Then we take red to violet. It's going to red to violet coloration. So discover that you can mix any of the primary color with a secondary color, but note this: when you are doing any combination of any color, think about the accessibility and the usability. Think about the theory behind every coloration. Is it going to evoke an emotion? Is it going to communicate a clear meaning? Is it going to do that? Is it going to do that? Then you can be able to drop that color and use something that is going to do what, to bring about or create visual appeal, or is going to create or bring about meaningful communication or idea exploitation. Yes, so these are the different types of colors in terms of the primary, secondary, and tertiary. So now we have mentioned so much about some of these colors, right? So now let's look at something very, very crucial. Now we have the black, different types of colors, right? We're going to look at the black color. Now, what does the black color mean? What does the gray color mean? What does the purple color mean? What does the yellow color mean? What does the white, the pink, red, blue, and green color mean? What we are all saying is this: every color has its own meaning. It has something that it communicates out. Now let's start with black. Black is sophistication, meaning that when you talk about sophistication, you talk about a dark zone. It signifies darkness, right? It signifies darkness, and dark will signify power. If something is obviously dark, it's scary, and you getting towards it, it means that you will develop more resistance towards it. So that's what black is all about. Then the next thing is that black is mystery. It's mystery. Like you're in darkness, it's like you are really lost somewhere. You understand? And black signifies death. Obviously, yes. When someone dies, the first thing is that they will normally wear black cloth, right? To signify death, pain, sorrow, and all. Then the next thing that we are going to look at is gray. And what does gray mean? Gray means stability, meaning you are stable. You're very stable. You're strong. Okay. So it signifies stability, security, meaning that you fear not anything. Yes, it signifies strength of character. It signifies authority, and it signifies maturity. So you discover that when you have to use something about gray, have in mind the meaning, like what do this color stands for. Now let's look at purple. Purple signifies royalty. So it signifies royalty, luxury, meaning riches, right? Purple signifies dignity, wisdom, spirituality, passion, vision, and magic. So those are the various signification of purples. That is the black, the gray, and the purple. Then the next is yellow. Yellow signifies joy. Hmm? Yellow signifies cheerfulness, friendliness, intellect. You're very intelligent. It signifies that energy. For instance, you are doing a design that requires energy stuff, so you can use yellow. It's very good. Then, in terms of your environment, warmth, appeal, and all the rest, you can use the yellow color and caution. That it just signifies that there is risk ahead of you. Yeah. In terms of signboards and all the rest, you understand? They're very, very good. There we have the cover light. Then the next is known as white. White signifies freshness. White signifies hope. White signifies goodness, light, purity. It signifies cleanliness, simplicity. You want to do a simple design, white is really good at it. Okay, then we have coolness, it's kind of calm and all the rest. Well, the next type of color is known as pink. That's a pink color. Pink color signifies romance, obviously. So most of the time, if you want to do a design based on marriage, you can decide to use your pink coloration. It's really good at it. So it signifies romance, compassion, okay, faithfulness, beauty, love, friendship, sincerity. Okay, so those are some significance or meaning behind pink color. So you should be able to have every idea or an ideology about this color because it's very, very important. Okay, then the next color is known as the red color. So red is almost like fire normally. So it's going to signify danger, passion, daring, you can like love, like all the rest. You can say. Then it signifies romance, style, excitation. You are really red. Then red signifies urgency. You say it's like there's risk before you, or even within you. You say, and it signifies energetics. Energetics. Being that the flame is really high. Then talk about blue. Blue signifies peace. Why don't you do something about community health practice and all the rest to avoid violence and all the rest? Discover that blue is really good. It's really suitable. It's suitable towards that. As far as peace is being concerned, stability, calmness, confidence, tranquility, sincerity, affection and what? Integrity. Then the last one we are going to see is green. So green signifies life, it signifies growth, it signifies environment, it signifies healing, it signifies money, it signifies safety, relaxation, and freshness. So these are the various meaning behind every color. So now we are going to look at the practical aspect of this phase 1 known as the color theory. So we're going to open the pixelab here. We get rid of the text. We are going to be a little bit snappy and straight to the point. So we're going to click on shapes here. Now under shapes, we're going to go to cycle. Click on this, take circles. Yes, we enable to take a tick. That's okay. Yes. So now, color theory. So we're going to move here. We want to explore the idea of color theory. Look at it now this way. So click on the colors. The first thing you enable this. These are the various colors that you're going to have. The various colors that you have in your pixelab. So you can just screw to the end. Yes, to get any color that you wish to have. So it's really good that you're having the gray, stability, and all the rest. You're having the green, which is growth, life, environment. Red signifying danger, risk, love, and energetics. Blue signifying peace, stability. So now let's go now to, we have seen the various colors. That is good. Now let's look at the scheme now. Now how do we get to the level of the color scheme? You get to the level of color scheme by clicking on this additional plus here, on this addition here. So this is already your color scheme. Okay, so this is already the color scheme. So now I've clicked on the middle. The first color that I'm having here is the gray color. How do I know that I have a gray color here? I can have from this cycle up here on my top middle phone. So now on this cycle, I can be clicking all randomly to have a selected color that I want. Like for instance, if I do this is already my primary color. Okay, this is already my primary color. Yeah. So now, with all this, you can be able to change this. This a level of your or this was what we were saying. Like for instance, right, you have chosen the green color. Yes, you are choosing the green color, and you want to maintain the aspect of the green in it. It can be dark green, it might be light green. You understand? So how do we get into the dark green? By screwing this to the left. So this is already dark green. It's extremely dark, and when it's extremely dark, it can actually give us. It's still under the secondary color. So it's really dark. Yes. So now, if I'm to combine them, it's going to give us what's known as the tertiary color. So at a certain level, it's going to give us a different type of coloration. The new one is already light green. It's extremely light. So when you finish, you can take a tick. The square shape has changed. So take another pause. So I want to choose a different color. Let's say this. Yes, this last one here is for transparency. Yes, let's see what does it mean, transparency. You take OK. So it's totally white. So now let's bring it back to this level and see what's going to happen. So see white. So now transparency will actually bring back the color maybe to no color. No color is being indicated. Yes. So now, what if we had an image, right, in our pixelab, and you want a particular type of color from there? How do you get it? You click on this pen and you get the color that you want by clicking on the shape or on the image that you have in your various pixelab. So now when you click on that, you're going to have different type of images here. That's in case we had already worked on a design. Now let's take on this white. This is a circle that we formed. So I'm looking at the color changes from here. So I move all this is white, but let's work on this first one. So when I click on this, it's got the color has changed. It's really greenish. Here is the color has changed, right? Yes. So you can be able to select the color that you want. Yes, in your design, and you take a tick after that. So this is just the idea about color and color theory. Yes, we won't do anything so much here. So with that, you should have a clear understanding on color wheel, being able to fluctuate between different colors on the color wheel, and being able to know the various meaning of colors. It's very good. Yes. So now the next thing that we have to do is to look at typography. Typography is the act and technique of arranging type of fonts, right, to make writing language legible, readable, and appealing when displayed. So the arrangement of type, that's written materials, right, involve selecting typeface, point sizes, line length between pairs of letters. Is very important. Now let's look at font. Okay, so when you move to your pixelab, let's get rid of this. Yes, let's get rid of this. So on your pixelab, you're going to click on A here and click on text. Yes, now when you scroll to the left, towards the right, you see font here. Yes, you see font. Let's open so that you have an understanding of what we are talking about here when we are looking at fonts and types of fonts or typeface. Yes. Yes, so these are the different types of fonts, right? So we're going to have the ABC regular, we have the abrifat face regular. Yeah, so these are the various fonts, and when you open your pixelab, this is what you're going to have as your font. Yes, all of this is what you're going to have as your font. So now let's see. So what does font mean? The word font refers to a set of printable or displaceable typography. Typography means text, characters in a specific style and size. Font styles are used in both print and digital text. Either you print your materials or you do digital text, but towards the media and all the rest. Now let's look at font types. What are the different types of fonts? What are different types of fonts? We're going to have the serif font. Serif font, these are fonts that have small lines. Yes, they have small lines at the end of each letter, thick and thin stroke. Yes, when I want to open your pixelab, you're going to see the different type of fonts there. Yes, so when you click on them, you're going to see how the text is going to alter in terms of the size, the curvatures, and all the rest, or the arrange, or the textability, as earlier said. Here, then we are going to have what's known as sans serif. Sans serif font do not have serifs and have a clean modern look. We have script font. Script font imitate cursive handwriting and have a fluent, elegant look. Now, what are different types of fonts or different types of face? Now, we did mention of typeface, right? Yes, if you can still remember that well. Now, let's look at typeface. Now, typeface designs, also known as font design. Now, it is a process of creating and crafting a set of character, symbols, and glyphs that comprises a cohesive and stylistically consistent typeface. Now, typeface designers meticulously design each letter form to ensure legibility, and aesthetic appeal across various sizes and margins. So now we are going to look at the different types of fonts, okay, and typeface. Yes, fonts are the ones that are written in bold. Are you getting me? Fonts are the ones that are written in bold. Yes. So we're going to have what's known as the first one is the Abertus extra bold. That's the font. Then the typeface, we will have the Abertus medium, the Antico olive, and the Oriel. The next type of font, we're going to have the Oriel black. Then now in between there, we're going to have the different type of typeface. Okay. Then we can move to our pixelab again. So one of the first thing is that we already have an understanding of what fonts are all about. Fonts are like the main text, right, in which they're being able to communicate ideas. They have an alternation in their size, in their structure, right, and their arrangement. It's just like a different formulation of different letters. So that's why fonts will always be like. Now, at the level of your pixelab here, what is written in bold is known as your font, and the light ones are known as your typeface. Okay, are known as your typeface. So when you download your font, obviously, yes, there are always options for your typeface. Now we're going to have different types of that. For instance, we have Roboto. Let's say we have Roboto regular, this one here. So when I click on this, it's going to re-alter Roboto regular. We have Roboto thin, we have Roboto condensed regular, and all the rest. So the best thing is that if you want any text, your text to really be altered, yes, take into consideration when I click on any of these here. When I click on this, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at what is happening up here to my new text. The writing is being changed or it's being altered. Like here, it's been altered. I take OK. Yes. We won't speak so much on this since we are running out of time. So we'll just be so much snappy. Yes. Our main objective was to reach at least 40 minutes. Yes, 40 minutes of these lectures. So we have font psychology. Font psychology is simply the study of how different fonts impact thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. So the way you write, yes, it will tell somebody how impactful that particular text could be. With that notion, as a graphic designer, you need to know that your text has a way of evoking emotion. It has a way of communicating ideas or information towards somebody in a way that a person can better understand. So when you are to bring out any text, as far as your graphic design is being concerned, it's considerable. Yes, on the text that you are using. It's considerable. Yes. This is one of the last thing that we're going to look at. We're going to look at font psychologist. We first saw that psychologist has to do with the study of how different fonts impact what? Thought, impact feelings, impact behavior, impact imagination. When somebody sees a text, you can start thinking about the beauty of that text. You can be thinking about the emotional aspect of it or the feeling behind every text. So these are some consideration that we have to take as far as fonts are being concerned. So font psychology in graphic design. We have the serif font, as you saw. Now serif font signifies trust, respect, tradition, and elegance. So serif, trust, okay, respect, tradition, and elegance. We have sans serif. That is straightforward. You understand, right? It's almost like somebody who is melancholic. Yes, the type of melancholic type of person is kind of straightforward in his communication as well. So somebody with that kind of mindset will also look for things that are of sans serif. So most of the time we are doing a design, take into consideration the people that you want to do a design for. Yes. Now you should also take into consideration what is the main purpose behind this design that you have to do. Okay. Now let's look at script font. Yes. Just from the way that it is being written here, you can imagine script is like, it's almost slippery towards interlinked, almost kind of slippery and interlinked towards to each other. So it's called script font. What is the psychology behind it? It is fancy, right? It's happy, elegant, creative, and what, whimsical. Okay, then the next one is going to be slap serif. Okay, that is versatile, confident. Okay, solid, natural. Yes, confidentiality, you can use this. It's very good. Yes, that's a way of displaying confidence. Then we have display font. That's casual, kind of fun, unique, personality as well. So without withstanding, we are left 2 minutes to the end of our class. And before rounding up, I really encourage you to take into consideration every aspect of graphic designs that we have discussed so far in this media. And one of the assignments that I'm going to give you at the end of this is that you are going to go to your Google or to your Play Store and you click or download the app known as the font. The font. The font. Can you just minister to the Lord? Can you just minister to the Lord? Think about your life. So when you download the app known as the font, it's spelled the same as THEFONT. The font. Yes, so when you download the app, you can keep that for our next class, because we are going to use that on how to be able to get some of this our font. Now when you open your pixelab, this is what you're going to have. This font, all these fonts that I'm having here. Yes, you will have them. You have all of these fonts. Now when I click on my font now, I'll be having all of this, but you won't have all of these fonts in your pixelab. So now how can you be able to download or to have these fonts, or to be able to get any font of your choice? Stay calm and wait for our next class on website navigation. Have a blessed day.